Welcome back to episode 6 of the podcast, Fitness Fundamentals, with myself, Keenan, and Jared. There's actually a stat where 80 to 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 5. So
No way.
we're in the top 10%. We
That's
made it,
insane.
made it past 5, going on to 6, many, many more to come.
Yeah.
We both just finished coaching a core class at BFT. Jared, you want to kick us off on what we did today?
Yeah, we had a Z press, so seated position, single arm pressing. Really good for core stability. Kind of giving different angle, not very many exercises where you're seated like that. Anytime there is weight on one side of the body, opposite side of your core has to engage. So we did that and paired that up with a loaded chop. I really like that variation you did today.
Yeah. I actually did it yesterday at the gym with a cable.
Nice.
I'm a huge fan of cable chops. And if you have access to a cable, I would actually prefer that over bands just because of the even resistance curve.
Yeah.
And it's easy to adjust the height of the cable. So if you think about the exercise that we did today, where we did a band chop high to low, I would adjust the cable to the highest position so that when you're fully twisted, it's the hardest because a moment arm is the longest during that position. So using cables, I think is more versatile, but from the equipment that we have at BFT, we're used bands today, which also worked just as well too.
Yeah, yeah. And I really like that full rotation through the thoracic, but having that bent over position, I really like that.
Yeah, for sure. One thing I did notice was almost half, I would say, of the members had a really difficult time getting that full thoracic rotation.
Oh my God, very
Yeah.
stiff.
Maybe that's due to just being seated all day or just not training rotation. I don't know. Is that something that you noticed?
Yeah, I noticed that too, and a lot of overcompensation. Either people were being too vertical or they're having to bend their arms and rotate through their hips in order to get that rotation, opposed to isolating just that mid back portion. And I think that just speaks to a mix of just like sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these people are busy professionals and they just come in and get their hour or so workout in during their day. And that's like getting your workout in is a small picture of or a small piece of the pie of what the bigger picture is. And it's really important to still get other sorts of movements throughout your day outside of just a workout.
Yeah, for sure. Totally agree. Just even just standing up, every hour that you're seated,
Hmm.
maybe doing some trunk rotations. I feel like it will just add movement to these movements so that, when it does come time to load it in the gym, you can get better at it and potentially improve your mobility.
Yeah, mobility training outside the gym is definitely important. Putting a lot of stress on your body, and it's important to make sure your joints are feeling good and moving well as you go through your workouts.
Mhm. And then for block two, we started with a explosive medicine ball toss with a partner,
Yeah,
which I enjoy, not because it's the greatest stimulus to the core, but it's more to have fun and
yeah,
it kind of get the members together, just something different than what we typically do in our normal BFT workouts. Members seem to love it, and if they love it, they're going to keep coming, and if they keep coming, they're going to get a stronger core. So it's one of those exercises where it's just partner work, having some fun, of course working on that rotation again, and also just catching and receiving is something is a skill that often gets lost after high school sports. So
yeah, yeah. Definitely, that is true. It's kind of similar to jumping. A lot of
mhm.
people, as they age, they stop jumping, they stop sprinting. Yeah, catching and receiving. So it's really important to continue to do these moves that we've always done since we were kids in order to have more longevity as we age.
Yeah, for sure. Uh, yeah, especially without sports, how often do you run, do you catch, do you throw? Not that
Yeah.
often unless you join a like adult rec league or something. For our second exercise, we had a suitcase deadlift. My thought process of heavier compound movements like this is to show our members that training our core doesn't always have to be just body weight. I think there's a common misconception among general population where they search up core workouts. It'll just be like a 10-minute video of body weight planks, maybe some like planks, side dips, hollow holds, which are all great exercises. But at a certain point, you have to find ways to load your core properly with progressive overload, just like any other muscle, because your core is just like your bicep, it's just like your quads and your hamstrings. They respond through progressive overload.
100%. Yeah, and your core is so much more dynamic than just your six pack.
Mm.
And so it's really important. Like, yeah, we had some twisting motions. And then the suitcase deadlift is an example of like, yeah, a heavy compound lift. And that's going to help translate for people that have to work on bracing and stuff like that for like a max out squat.
Yeah, for sure. And you can also do, instead of a suitcase deadlift, you can do a single arm kettlebell squat, which
Yeah.
is a very similar movement, loading one side of the body, trying to keep your hips squared and your shoulders squared. BFT does program it during the workouts pretty regularly. So that's why, we both decided to have a suitcase deadlift instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, our topic today is about minimal equipment exercises or workouts, specifically if you are traveling or if you don't have close access to a gym and you work out at home.
Yeah.
Let's first start with traveling because it's that time of the year. Summer's coming up, people are traveling. What would you recommend for people who still want to stay fit but also have a great time on vacation?
I think number one is to prioritize having a great time on your vacation first.
Yeah,
If you don't get your workout in on your vacation, who cares? If you don't follow your diet on your vacation, who cares? Vacation's meant for you to have fun, enjoy yourself a little bit, relax from the day to day life. And it's really important to prioritize that. Enjoy your vacation as much as you can. If part of your enjoyment is like a lot of people, for example, like to go out on a run in a different location, um, that's like an example of something you could do. I would say keeping it light, keeping it fun. Don't put too much pressure on yourself of like, oh, I ate junk today, or oh, I didn't get my workout in today. As long as you've been consistent leading up to the vacation, um, you're generally moving typically a lot, walking a lot on vacation. You're going to be all right in the long run. Your vacation is a very small piece of the time frame over the course of a whole year of training.
yeah, I totally agree. I want to emphasize the point again where you said being consistent before the vacation, knowing how it, knowing your routine, how it feels like to work out consistently, eat relatively healthy is going to make going into vacation that much better. And if you build that relationship, a healthy relationship with food and exercise, vacation is vacation. You're supposed to be relaxing. If you want to sneak in a workout here and there, which we'll give you tips on how to do that, is great. But again, like what Jared said, it's not about overcomplicating it. You don't have to track every single calorie. You don't have to, PR on any of your lifts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you said about running too. I do like to actually run when I am on vacation. I'm on Strava, so like every time you run, it'll track it on the app. So like
Right.
everywhere I go, like this past winter, I went to Hawaii, did a 10K in Hawaii, just so I can track it. It's kind of
Yeah.
fun too, just like running, enjoying the outdoors in a different location. Woke up early for that. So there's definitely times to make it fun and enjoyable. I didn't really treat the run as like a workout. It was more of just, I'm in a new environment. I'm gonna go out for a run. And maybe for you, if you're not running, go out for a walk. And I'm sure for in vacation, you're already walking 10 plus thousand steps a day, which I think you can touch on a little bit, like the importance of steps on vacation.
Yeah, I think steps is one of the easiest ways to indirectly get some exercise in.
Hmm.
Especially on vacation, you're there to explore typically, see the area that you're in. tried new food. So like prioritizing walking is an easy way to see where you're vacationing at, get a little bit of the culture, and also indirectly get some workout in.
Yeah, for sure. For food and nutrition wise, I would actually, of course, you want to prioritize your protein, but also, there's not all food when you go out traveling is just going to be protein, protein, protein. But, eating more protein and prioritizing that before, other types of foods will definitely make you more satiated. But of course, that's going to be different depending on location and where you're going.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And having good sized meals, don't feel like you gotta snack everywhere you go. And I feel like that's an easy way to get a lot of empty calories. I'm focusing on having a nice big meal that is protein forward, so that way, yeah, you do feel full as you go throughout your day, and so you have energy to go through your day to maximize a lot. For me personally, I like to maximize vacation,
Yeah.
and like how do I squeeze everything
Yeah.
in? So like making sure you have enough fuel for the day is really important.
Sure. I think a strong, good breakfast is helpful. I remember when I was traveling to Europe before every long day, I would just eat like a nice bowl of oatmeal with like a banana. I feel like it's just a great way to start your day when you are probably anticipating to eat a lot more, quote unquote, unhealthy foods later in the day. Starting your day with like a healthy meal that you can buy from the grocery store down the block is great to um, start and build that good habit of eating a good breakfast.
Yeah.
Um,
Another
yeah.
thing I'd say is especially if you live in America, when you travel, I always find fruit tastes a lot better in other
Mm,
countries.
yeah.
So trying some fruit, whatever's local to that country would be a good idea, as fruit has a lot more fiber. So that's good for digestion and also filling you up too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Workout wise, let's say people still want to work out, they have 15, 30 minutes to squeeze in during their vacation. What would you recommend if they have like a basic hotel gym?
Yeah, if you have a basic hotel gym, 15 to 30 minutes is plenty of time. It just probably doesn't feel like you're eating into your vacation too much. There's always going to be 15, 30 minutes of downtime. So, access to a hotel gym, you probably have some dumbbells, maybe a cable machine, TRX. I'd prioritize big muscle groups, some kind of like rowing variation, some kind of pressing variation, followed by maybe I would probably do like a dumbbell front squat or something like that, and then maybe adding in that rotational core exercise we
Yeah.
did today. Like
Yeah, I
that would
think
be
yeah.
those three exercises would be great to use.
Yeah. Intensity wise, would you program it how intense would you program it?
I guess it depends on the person. I would like me being on vacation, I would probably lean a little bit less intense. So instead of
Mhm.
like 2 reps of failure, maybe 3 to 4 reps in failure. But if you're there working out and you want to go a little bit heavier, a little bit harder, feel free to. But just be mindful if you're like coming off of a plane, a bunch of travel, not good sleep, new time zone, probably wouldn't push it as hard. But if you're acclimated to the time zone, you feel like you've gotten good rest, feel free to push it.
Yeah, totally agree. And if you only have, 15, 30 minutes, we talked about programming in earlier episodes if you have limited time, but yeah, focusing on compound movements, getting multiple muscle groups in one. So if I'm doing a squat, I'm working my quads, my glutes, rather than just doing like a typical leg extension where you're just only hitting your quads. So being time efficient if you have limited time. Um, but yeah, most hotel gyms have, you know, cables, dumbbells, and all that. If you don't have an hotel gym, I actually do remember a couple years ago when I was like super into like fitness, I would actually bring up, my bands from
Oh,
home.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll bring it to Europe when I traveled, did some band workouts in the hotel. So that's another option too. Personally, I probably wouldn't do that. I was a little bit more of my 2020 Keenan, but right now I'm a little bit more loose on my exercise. which is a good thing, I think. I was really obsessive when I was traveling back then. Like I would really, really focus on, hitting my protein, sometimes ordering my own meals, getting that chicken in, getting those band workouts every day. But now it's more about, like what you said, sustainable, enjoying vacation and something that I can do for the rest of my life, where I don't have to worry about, doing all these extra things every time I go on vacation.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's awesome that you brought some bands with you
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
What were like your favorite band moves you would do?
I'll just do like some curls, some face pulls.
Yeah.
The band set that I have, they actually have, that attachment where you put on the door. So if you
Oh, neat.
put on the top, you close the door, you can actually kind of do like a lat pull down. You can
Nice.
do like chest flies, you can do tricep push downs. So bands are very versatile. So if you have a home gym, which is a topic that we're going to get to, having a set of bands is a great way to, add extra stimulus to your muscles.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Trying to think of what else you could do a hotel gym. I mean, you get a little bit of cardio, and for sure, typically they typically have more cardio machines than strength training
Yeah.
machines 'cause it's less liability. Um, so yeah, even if you want to do like an interval workout on a treadmill, that's completely fair too. Like I said, just be mindful of how much you've traveled, time zone, and amount of rest and sleep that you have.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of rest and sleep, I think that's one thing that's very easy to kind of just push away, sleep and recovery. But
Mm,
especially during vacation, at least for me, I
yeah.
think sleep and recovery is just as, or if not more important than just like day-to-day life, or like outside of vacation. Reason being is you have really long days. At least when I travel with my family, we are out, 10 to 12 hours a day. So
Yeah,
having a really good night of sleep, getting home early to get that 8 hours is really good. And I also get sick really easily.
mm,
Sometimes I think that's due to just poor sleep. There are some days where we just, out and about for 12 plus hours, get home super late, can only sneak in like 5 hours of sleep, 5, 6 hours of sleep, and then I get sick the next day. So I'm not sure if that's, the main contributor, but that's something that I do want to focus on when I travel more than the exercise, the nutrition part. I think the sleep and recovery is important.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Especially, I know you don't do too much partying, but
Yeah.
on vacation, it's fun to like party and drink and stuff like that. So also making sure your hydration is on point, especially if you're in a hotter area. A lot of places that are desirable to vacation are like typically humid and hot.
Mhm.
So yeah, hydration, especially if you are drinking, is very important too.
Yeah. Even if you're not drinking, I think hydration is important. If you're out and about in 80-degree weather, humid,
Yeah,
usually, you gotta drink your water. Our family, we have a big water bottle that we carry around. Or if
nice.
not, we buy like those big, plastic water bottles, like so we just
Yeah,
all share and just drink that
yeah,
because, hydration can sometimes be hard to find in foreign areas, especially I think in Europe, it was you can only buy water from, like the gas stations and all that. There's no like public filters and all.
yeah.
So do your research depending where you're going.
So the Lee family's just carrying around a 5 gallon jug. That's
We're all carrying a whole gallons of water.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should get into home workouts now.
Yeah.
Did you ever go through a time where you were doing like exclusively home workouts?
That's how I started. After
Wow.
school, after school, I'll come home, grab my mom's dumbbells, do my 5 minute arm blaster workout and call it a good day. I'll call it a
That's right, the arm blaster workout.
Yeah,
Yeah, gotta get a little pumped and then you're done.
for sure. But in all realness, I do have a power tower at home.
What's
It's
that?
a it's a pull-up bar, a captain's chair raise, and it has like a dip station too.
Oh,
So it's like
neat.
this thing I got off Amazon, I think, during COVID. So I just had that thing in my room. My room is like pretty tiny. That power tower takes up like, I swear, like a quarter of my room.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
just sitting there, but I still use it. Like we mainly use it to just do like dead hangs.
Yeah,
Like even my family members will all come in, my dad, my mom, they'll all just come in and just start hanging.
yeah.
Because it just feels good. So like one of those is very versatile. You can do pull-ups, you can do dips. They also have a push-up attachment, so you can do elevated push-ups. You can do captain's chair knee raises. So that's basically where your arms are on the pads, lifting your knees up.
Mm, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great, affordable way to add a lot of different variation to your home workouts. I believe I got it for $180 off Amazon. So very cheap, very versatile, still holding up to this day.
And you could get a full body workout with that
Yeah,
thing.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I went through a period where I was obsessed with 15-minute hit workouts.
15-minute hit workouts. Who was
I
your
would
favorite?
follow this.
Yeah.
There was this one guy with long hair. He looked like Tarzan that I would follow, and I would do the same 15-minute workout, and I'd be gassed afterwards. But I think it was just like because I was moving nonstop for 15 minutes. I got obsessed with those kind of workouts.
Yeah.
Um, I think part of it was like me being like lazy and not wanting to work out, but I would also tell myself like you got 15 minutes, you could do something. So I would literally be like my room is pretty small, like twin size bed, a desk, and then in the middle is like the little walkway area.
Yeah.
And I would literally be doing my 15-minute hit style workout and they're sweating. And then yeah, it was just like I would always be late at night, like 11 or midnight, and then I'm going in the showering
Yeah.
after that. Um, but we have like a mini garage gym. And in our gym we got a TRX band. That one's like if you can afford a TRX and you have space for it, a TRX is super versatile. You can do a lot of different exercises with it.
Yep.
Um, we have dumbbells that go up to I think 50 pounds. It's one of those
Wow. Oh,
interchangeable
the
ones.
adjustable ones. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, the adjustable ones. Those are like as far as like space in a home gym, an adjustable dumbbell set's very beneficial. And then we got a few kettlebells, only up to like 30 pounds maybe, 28 pounds, something like that. And you do a lot of work with kettlebells. I wish we had heavier ones for sure.
Yeah.
Um, and then have a little treadmill. And then I would always go back to my VR workouts. I would bring my
Yeah.
VR with me home
There
from
you go.
college. And then I'd be in this little area just boxing my ass off after a little bit of strength training.
I didn't know you had like you literally have a full-on home gym, and this is your house in Napa, right?
Yeah, yeah. In
Okay.
that, but I mean, we don't have a squat rack or anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, we got a decent amount of equipment.
Yeah. Home gyms, like I've been seeing like YouTube videos, they've been getting like so much like more advanced now. Like there's like foldable squat racks.
Oh,
There's
I
these like
know.
there's these like 50 in one machines where it's basically just a squat rack. There's like a cable attachment to it. There's a lat pull down. There's like five different machines in one machine. Like I don't even know how people design this stuff, but I mean it's time and space efficient. So
100%. Yeah. My uncle, he has the coolest home gym I've ever seen. Oh my God. He has like a legit rower, like the erg. Like he has
rower.
the real deal. He has a GHD.
Wow,
Like
GHD too.
yeah, yeah. Like it is legit. I'll have to send you some of his videos on Instagram. He has really good equipment.
Yeah. I mean, when you have those like one-off machines where it's just like you can specifically only do GHD or like just a leg extension, that's how you know your home gym's good.
Right, right, exactly. And
Yeah.
it's always been like that since I was a kid. Every like he'd move from different houses or like different apartments, and he would always have a garage gym. Like that's a must for him. He would have different like when he was really into CrossFit, I remember he'd have different like pole setups. You would think it was like American Ninja Warrior in his gym.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing just to have like your own space. Never have to
Right.
wait for anything. I'm sure there's also like a financial, incentive about it too. Like how much you spend on your home gym versus how much you're paying for a gym membership in 10 plus years. You're probably going to save much more money getting your own equipment if you have the
Yeah.
space.
exactly. And then you just invest that money into yourself, which would make
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
Yeah, if you know what you're doing, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like the sometimes the biggest barrier for me to go to the gym is like changing for the gym, driving to the
Mm,
gym. You see people that you know, you're talking to them for a little bit, you get a workout, talk to them a little bit more, then you got to drive back. Like it's just like if you just had I just need to go downstairs to the garage, then you're just like right there. It just makes it so much more time efficient.
yeah, for sure. Speaking of fitness influencers during the COVID area, uh,
Ooh.
I was so into Chris Heria.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
calisthenics guy
the calisthenics guy. So I
with
would
all the
do
tattoos and stuff.
I would do so many of his like workouts. He would also have like those hit style workouts,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
body weight push workouts with just, just a bunch of push ups and pull ups and all that. But
yeah.
yeah, I would
His
do a lot
food,
of
bro.
his stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. Haven't done it in a while. I should probably look back of all the workouts that I've done.
It would be fun to, yeah, it would be fun to go back and do one of those old workouts.
Right.
I remember I did one of his workouts and it like had a ton of diamond push-ups. And I was like,
Oh
I'd never
yes.
done diamonds before.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, this is so different.
Yeah. I love all of his workouts because I would do that and then I would go out for like a mile run,
Yeah.
like just down the block and then coming back. I would do that. I would also jump rope. So we have
Ah,
like our backyard area. So I had some jump rope in there. So that was good old times during COVID. That's how I got
right.
into fitness. Yeah.
That's so crazy during
It's really just
COVID.
like nothing else to do. So I was like, I remember hitting push-ups while my teacher was talking in Zoom.
That's awesome.
I'm sure you did the same too. Don't tell me you didn't.
No, I was asleep.
Oh, you were asleep. There you go. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I was very much no during COVID. I'd probably get some mobility work in, um, but there was like one class I didn't need. It was some math class, and I just needed to fill credits, and it was like the simplest math. It'd be at 7 a.m. and like during COVID, I'd stay up way too late, and I'd literally just like sign into class, go to sleep, and there was times where I've woken up and it was just like me in the class left by myself. And I was like, oh no, that's not a good look.
Yeah. I never fell asleep during a Zoom class, but I was definitely knocking out some push-ups. I'll tell you that.
Nice,
Always
nice.
triple checking to make sure my mic is off too.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's a big, yeah. It would always be funny during COVID and
Yeah.
someone accidentally have their mic on. The professor's like, oh, can you turn off your mic? And then just your heart drops.
Yeah. COVID was an interesting time. I remember when gyms opened back up again, wearing masks during the workouts.
Oh, I know, huh?
Yeah. I actually remember even wearing masks when I went outdoors to run. Like
No way.
there was a point in time where I would wear a mask to go outside to run with like no one else around.
Oh, shit, that's so crazy.
That was probably like the first, I don't know, 3 weeks of like peak COVID where like no
Wow.
one knew like what was going on.
It was such a crazy time.
Interesting
Um,
times.
what was really cool at Sac State, big reason why I went there was because the gym is called the Well.
Hmm.
It's like a massive gym, probably similar to SDSU. During COVID, they moved all of their equipment into the first level of this big ass parking garage and had all the equipment spaced out, not even 6 feet, like 10 feet.
Wow.
Like and it was such a cool vibe.
Yeah.
You'd walk into the parking garage, check in, and then like they even had a turf area too.
Dang.
And yeah, yeah, it was some of my favorite workouts were in that setup. It was just a cool vibe because the sun would like peek into the garage. It was kind of like an indoor outdoor space. Um, and yeah, equipment was super spaced out. It was like, yeah, it was really cool. I really appreciated that when they did that.
Yeah, I'm surprised he did that. I mean, they
Right.
spent the effort, the money to move all those equipment out for you guys to use. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm not sure if SDSU
Yeah,
did that during college, yeah, or during COVID.
I wonder how other schools responded. But yeah,
Hmm.
like massive pieces of equipment were moved Yeah, like the incline chest like machine. That one, that's like a huge piece of equipment. Cables,
Wow.
back squats, um, chest flies and rear delt one. Like it
Yeah.
was like big pieces of equipment for sure.
Sounds like a vibe. I mean, I
Yeah.
actually never experienced working out like machine, like bodybuilder-ish style outdoors before. I don't know. I never joined a gym that had an outdoor area like that.
Right. I really want to go to Fit in San Diego or in Mission
Yes.
Valley or
Yeah.
Mission Beach.
Yes.
Oh, and they have that whole second level turf
Uh-huh.
area that over you can't really beat that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
One of the spaces overlooks the Padre Stadium too, I think.
Yeah, yeah, their East Village location. Yeah, Fit does a they have really cool locations and stuff like that.
Yeah. Still gotta check them out. I've never been to them, to their locations.
There's another gym too. It's more of a mom and pop locally owned gym. It's called Ocean Beach Pacific Wellness.
Hmm.
I've been meaning to go there. I'll send you their Instagram, but they just like seems like they're just reinvesting all their money back into the gym. And it's like an indoor outdoor space. They have cold plunge outside, and it
Wow.
also overlooks the beach too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely
that
gotta check
gym's
those out.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, what kind of equipment would you recommend to someone in a home gym setup that's like maybe just getting into fitness?
Home gym stuff, just getting to fitness. I would get that power tower. It's number one. And if you don't have space for a power tower, getting a pull-up bar that attaches to a door frame,
Yeah,
that's great. Um, Adjustable dumbbells, if you have the space, is just so versatile. You can
right.
have so many dumbbells. Like dumbbells are so expensive individually, so having something that can adjust, it's great.
Yeah.
What else? For cardio, a jump rope is great if you have space or you go
Oh,
outdoors.
so cheap.
Um, yeah, I'm just thinking about like cheap, efficient equipment that you can have. But yeah, how about you?
I would also throw in a kettlebell in there to do
Kettlebell, yeah.
more. Um, maybe get one heavy one, one lighter one. You could do like some bottoms up kettlebell work, kettlebell swings with the heavier one, um, deadlifts, single arm deadlifts with the heavier
Hmm.
one. Um, yeah, we talked about front rack squats. I think
Yep.
that like all of those are like super great moves. And then
Oh, can't forget about
TRX,
bands. Oh, TRX, yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
bands too. The smaller bands and the big monster bands too.
Hmm. Yep, for sure. So versatile. There's so many exercises you can do with bands. Even just getting like a pump in, do some
Right, right.
curls, try some push
Yeah.
downs. That's all you need.
Yeah, I used to take a monster band, I'd put it behind my back, and I would do like a bench press variation with it,
Yep.
and then I would stand up and I would do bent over row with it. Um, yeah, those workouts would feel really good. And then obviously curls.
Yeah, obviously. Also bands are great to regress exercises if you need to. So I remember doing banded pull-ups, banded chin-ups. I would even attach the band around my dip bar to do banded
Yeah.
dips. Just
Mhm.
if you're in that, struggling to get, 6 to 8 reps, adding a band helps you get to, 8 plus into a higher rep range. So yeah, adding those are great too.
Another thing, um, similar to a home gym, but you could also get a weighted vest and go on like rucking walks.
Mm,
So instead of having to walk for an hour, maybe you do a half hour ruck with a 20-pound vest or something like that. And that way you get a little bit more stimulus and you're a little bit more time efficient.
yeah, weighted vest. I actually never wore one. Kind of curious of like how it's like a heavy backpack, I guess.
Yeah, it's similar to heavy backpack, but it feels nice because the weight's up front
Right,
too.
for sure.
So it's
Yeah.
evenly distributed.
Yeah. Gotta definitely try one of those one day. Do like a run with a weighted vest. I see people doing that.
Oh, really? That'd
Yeah.
be you'd have to get a good quality one that doesn't
Yeah.
bounce too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I just see people also walking miles and miles with a weighted vest on.
Yeah, I don't personally have a weighted vest, so what I would do is I'd take a backpack and I'd fill up like really big water bottles,
Hmm.
and I would just shove that. I literally used to put this stainless steel grill kit that probably felt like 8 pounds. I'd
Yeah.
put that in my bag with like a 40-ounce water bottle, and I would literally just go walk for an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I do have
Yeah,
to say about that is careful about your posture because the
right,
weights
yeah,
is like further distributed away from your body, so it can be place a little more stress on your spine. But if you do it smartly, have it evenly distributed throughout,
definitely.
then yeah, it's a great way to do it at home weighted vest. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Because when I moved to my new place, it didn't have a gym, so I was like, "Oh gosh, how am I going to get this workout in?"
Yeah.
So then I would literally just do that. And as soon as my back would get too tired, I'd put it up front. It wasn't the best, but got the job done. I was sweating.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
We'll catch you guys on the next one for episode 7. And talk soon.